Hey, Jessi.
Hey, Mr. Brown. I am glad to see you here. I got this mysterious letter, and they told me to be here in the lab at high noon for a special surprise, and I've been wondering who sent it, but it must have been you. What's the surprise?
I didn't send you a letter, Jessi. In fact, I also got a mysterious letter telling me to be in the lab at exactly high noon for a surprise. But if neither one of us sent it...
Jessi, Mr. Brown, prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves for the ultimate round of Guess That Animal.
Sam, did you send us these letters?
Indeed I did, Mr. Brown. I've summoned you both here today to settle, once and for all, who is better at Guess That Animal. You've both beaten Squeaks at Guess That Animal, and as unlikely as it may seem, you've both beaten me as well. Now, the only competitors you have left to defeat are each other. So, I've prepared the most difficult set of Guess That Animal clues yet. Obviously, you two know how to play, but just in case you forgot or something, here are the rules. I'll go back and forth, giving each of you clues about different mystery animals. Then, you'll try to guess what animal I'm talking about. If you guess correctly, you get a point. But if you can't guess, your opponent will have a chance to steal. Whichever of you have the most points at the end will be the Guess That Animal champion. Assuming, of course, you guess any of my super tough animal clues correctly. So, do you guys want to play?
Okay.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Okay, great. Now, are you ready for your first animal clues, Jessi?
Yes.
This animal is a mammal with webbed feet. They can stay underwater for up to 5 minutes. And they're the biggest rodent in the world. What's your answer?
So I have a very best friend back at Animal Wonders named Huckleberry, and he is a rodent with webbed feet, and he's the second biggest rodent in the world. But I do know the largest rodent in the world is a capybara.
Jessi, you are correct. The answer is capybara.
Yes!
These guys can grow to be about 1 meter long and weigh as much as a grown-up. And I thought Squeaks was a big rodent. Let's learn more.
And let's measure you. Looks like you are exactly 66 centimeters tall. Squeaks and I have been measuring ourselves. I'm about the usual size for a human grown-up, and he's about the usual size for a robot rat. Rats are pretty small, and so are a lot of the animals that they're related to, called rodents. Mice, rats, guinea pigs, squirrels, and chipmunks are all part of the rodent family. But not all of them are small. Meet the capybara, the biggest rodent in the world. It's a rodent of unusual size. Capybaras weigh a lot more than Squeaks. They can weigh up to 65 kilograms, about as much as a grown-up human. And they can be over 1 meter long. That's 100 centimeters. And size is not the only thing that's unusual about the capybara. They have big barrel-like bodies with long shaggy hair, no tail, and webbing between their toes. They also have an unusual way of eating. They chew from side to side like a camel, not up and down like humans. They can also regurgitate their food. That's a fancy word for bringing food back up again after it's swallowed. When humans, like us, regurgitate our food, it usually means we're sick or that something's wrong. But some animals, like cows and goats, regurgitate their food to give them a second chance to break it down by chewing it. Since capybaras eat a lot of tough plants, a little extra chewing makes their food easier to digest or break down once it's inside their bodies. That makes their body's job a little easier. Just like other animals in the rodent family, capybaras have long, sharp front teeth that never stop growing. Eating all those plants wears their teeth down, so their teeth help them out by keeping on growing. And boy, do they eat a lot of plants. A capybara can eat almost 4 kilograms of grass in one day. And capybaras don't just eat grass and other plants, they also eat their own poop. Doing that would make animals like humans very sick, but for capybaras, it's just another trick to help them digest their food. Their poop has nutrients and bacteria that they need to help them digest all that grass they eat. It sounds kind of unusual to me, and it makes me glad I'm not a capybara. Capybaras also need water to survive, and not just for drinking. They live next to bodies of water like lakes, rivers, and ponds. They eat plants that grow near water, and they spend a lot of their time not just next to water, but in it. Squeaks does love swimming, but most rodents like to live on dry land. Not capybaras though. They seem just as comfortable hanging out in water as they are on land. It helps that capybaras have partially webbed feet, which makes them excellent swimmers and sometimes even divers. And their eyes, ears, and nostrils are all on top of their heads, so they can keep most of their body below the water and still see, hear, and breathe. Spending time in the water is super useful for them. When the weather gets hot, capybaras wallow in the water to keep cool. Plus, they can hide underwater to avoid predators who may try to hunt and eat them. They can even press their ears down against their heads to keep the water out. And they can stay underwater for up to 5 minutes. That's a lot longer than I can stay underwater. Living in groups is also very important to capybaras. They all cooperate to take care of each other and all their babies. And when one capybara notices a predator coming, it'll make barking sounds to warn the rest of the group, which sends the whole group into the water to hide and stay safe. Capybaras are usually calm and gentle, which is why you'll sometimes see other animals using them as a comfy place to sit. Some birds like to sit on a capybara and eat the insects hiding in the grass they eat, or even eat insects right out of the capybara's hair. Capybara hair is rough, not soft like a dog's fur. So while a capybara might let you pet it, you might not enjoy it all that much. You also might not enjoy their big sharp front teeth, which they use for playing. Capybaras are pretty amazing and unusual, which makes them my favorite rodent. After you, of course, Squeaks.
Okay, Mr. Brown, are you ready for your turn?
I sure am.
The animal I'm thinking of lives in the ocean. It's got a brightly colored body and its eyes are on stalks. And it can punch super hard and fast with its claws, hard enough to break aquarium glass. What's the animal?
Let's see. Okay, so in the ocean, big, brightly colored body. Is it a crab?
That's very close, Mr. Brown, but it is incorrect. Jessi, do you know what it is?
I think it's a kind of a shrimp. It's either a praying mantis shrimp or a peacock shrimp.
The answer, Jessi, is, of course, the mantis shrimp.
Yes!
Wow! And you know, I have been practicing my mantis shrimp punch. Check it out. Ha, 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 ha. What do you guys think?
Excellent. I love it. I love it.
That was great.
Anyway, let's learn more about mantis shrimp. While I catch my breath, mantis shrimp punching is hard. Ha, ha, ha.
Squeaks and I just got back from a day at the aquarium. That's a place you can go to learn about animals, like a zoo, except it's just for animals that live in or around water. We saw so many cool and fascinating creatures, like penguins, otters, and all sorts of fish. But there's one creature that we didn't see today, even though they also live in water. It's not because they're too big for an aquarium, because this creature is actually pretty small. At most, they're only about 30 centimeters or a foot long. That's only about this big. Definitely not huge. So what is this creature that I'm thinking of? And why is it almost never in aquariums, even though it lives in water and it's not that big? This special animal is called the mantis shrimp. And even though they're pretty small, they're super powerful. They punch so hard that it could actually break the glass walls in an aquarium. So if an aquarium does want to keep one, they have to be behind really strong glass. There are 2 different types of mantis shrimp, which hunt their food in 2 different but equally awesome ways. The first kind are known as spearers because the ends of their arms look kind of like spears, which they stick into whatever they're attacking. The other kind are called smashers, and they're the ones that punch. Instead of spears, smasher mantis shrimp have clubs at the ends of their arms, and they can smash really fast and really hard. How fast? About 80 kilometers or 50 miles an hour. That's about as fast as a car zooming down the highway. No other animal in the world can punch that fast. And a fast punch means a hard punch too. The mantis shrimp can smash right through the shells of crabs they want to eat. Plus, remember, they're moving through water, not air. Imagine punching through water. It's a lot harder than just punching the air. Mantis shrimp punch so fast and so hard that they actually make the water bubble up. And these bubbles are super hot. So hot that they can really hurt, making the mantis shrimp's punch an even better weapon. There's a fancy name for this process of turning water into hot bubbles: cavitation. You might be wondering why mantis shrimp are so, well, intense. Scientists think it might be because the places they like to live, little nooks and crannies and rocks, are popular with other sea creatures too, like crabs and small fish. So mantis shrimp really like claiming their space and saying, hey, this is my space. Oh, don't worry, Squeaks. I'm not like a mantis shrimp at all. I want to share this space with you, and I'm really glad you're here. So back to the mantis shrimp. The reason they can punch so fast and so hard is that their arms work like springs. Springs are kind of like trampolines. If you push down on them, they push right back really fast. That's why you can jump so high on trampolines. We don't see too many springs in nature, so it makes the mantis shrimp really special. And mantis shrimp can do their super fast punching without hurting themselves. That's because right under their hard shell is a stretchier layer that bends instead of breaking. Besides their punching skills, there's something else about mantis shrimp that's super cool. Their eyesight. They can see all sorts of colors and types of light that other animals can't. Scientists think the bodies of mantis shrimp might have colors and patterns that only other mantis shrimp can see. And because their eyes are on stalks sticking out of their heads, they can spin them around in almost any direction. And they can even point their eyes in 2 different directions at once. It's hard to even imagine what the world looks like to a mantis shrimp, but I bet it's awesome, just like the mantis shrimp themselves.
Okay, Jessi, it's your turn again. This next animal is extinct. It looks like a dinosaur or even a lizard, but it's more closely related to mammals. And it has a big sail on its back, but scientists aren't exactly sure what it's used for. What's the animal?
I know this one because I have a very good friend that taught me all about the Dimetrodon or Dimetrodon.
Jessi, I can't believe it, but the answer is Dimetrodon. Yes! Which lived almost 300 million years ago, before dinosaurs even existed. How about we check out this video about them while our contestants prepare themselves for the final question.
Wow, it's amazing how small these are. Squeaks and I have been learning about living things from a long time ago, like the bacteria homes called stromatolites and these trilobites here. It's true that lots of living things were really tiny long ago. It took a long time for things like plants and animals to start growing much bigger than this. Oh yeah, dinosaurs are a great example of really big animals from long ago. Some dinosaurs had really huge bodies with lots of cool big body parts like large teeth and horns and even frills. There were some other big animals that lived even before dinosaurs did though, and they had some really interesting body parts too. Hey Squeaks, would you like to use your time machine to go visit one? Okay, great! Let's set the time machine for 270 million years ago. And go! Welcome to the end of a time called the Permian period. We just went back 270 million years. That's before the oldest known dinosaur came around. Are you ready to meet one big, ancient animal? It's called Dimetrodon. Dimetrodon could grow longer than 3.5 meters, or nearly 12 feet long. That's almost as big as a car. Oh, Dimetrodon did look a lot like dinosaurs, but they were actually related to the mammals that we know today. Mammals are animals that are usually furry and drink milk when they're little. Dogs, cats, monkeys, rats, and even people. We're all mammals. While we don't know if Dimetrodon were furry or drank milk, they have a special shape in their skull that's just like one shared by mammals today. This tells us that they're more closely related to other ancient mammals than to dinosaurs. Special body parts like skulls can tell us a lot about different animals. Oh, you want to know what the sail on Dimetrodon's back tells us? Let's take a closer look. What do you notice about it? What do you think, Squeaks? Ooh, great observations! The sail does remind me of a fish's fins. In nature, the way something looks or what its structure is has to do with how it works or what its function is. Like how an elephant's long bendy trunk lets it drink water or pick leaves from trees. How do you think Dimetrodon used its big fin-like sail? That's a good guess. Looking at Dimetrodon's legs, though, scientists think this animal spent more time living on land than swimming in water. So I don't know if the sail would have helped it swim like a fish. Actually, scientists are still learning about what Dimetrodon's special sail helped it to do. One idea is that the sail helped Dimetrodon to warm up when they were cold. Let's look at the structure of that sail again. To me, it kind of looks like a leaf. Leaves have big, flat structures to catch lots of sunlight and make food for the plant. Maybe the Dimetrodon could use their sails when they were cold, so that the big surface of the sail would catch the warm light from the sun. Ooh, it could work a little like a solar panel. That big flat structure of the sail could have caught a lot of sunlight. So its function might have been to catch all that sun and help the Dimetrodon get warm. But other scientists think that the sails could have been used to impress other Dimetrodon. By having really big sails, Dimetrodon could show off how big and tough they were, able to carry around heavy sails without being afraid of predators seeing them. If a Dimetrodon looked really tough with a big sail, it might help them to find a mate, another Dimetrodon to help them have baby Dimetrodons. In that case, the structure of the sail is just to be really big, and its function is for other Dimetrodon to see it. Oh, it's going to take some hard work before we know if either idea is right, Squeaks. Right now, scientists are studying whether boy and girl Dimetrodon had the same size of sails, or different sizes. Other scientists have been searching for new Dimetrodon skeletons, so we can take more measurements of sails. The more we learn about the structure of the sails, the better we can guess what function they had. And while scientists keep researching and learning about the sails, we can be excited to learn more and more about what big Dimetrodon and other ancient creatures looked like and how they acted.
Okay, Mr. Brown, here are the final clues. This animal is often found in caves. This animal can fly gracefully through the air, even though it's not a bird. And this animal is charming, handsome, and smart, too. What's the animal?
This is a tough one, but I'm wondering if the answer is a bat?
The answer is, of course, the noble, gentle, lovable bat. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really in the mood to learn more about bats. Let's check this out and then reveal the big winner.
Hi, Squeaks. Have you seen Sam around? Oh, right. I forgot that Sam was going to visit his family today. They live in a cave not too far from here. Sam is brave, but Squeaks, what do you think would be scary about living in a cave? Oh, you're afraid of running into things in the dark? It could be a bit scary trying to get around in the dark if you aren't used to it. Most people use their eyes to help figure out where they're going, and you do too, Squeaks. In the dark, you and I can't see if there's a wall or chair in our way, and we might trip. But Sam and much of his bat family have a special way to help get around their cave safely. Bats can use echolocation. Well, do you know what an echo is, Squeaks? That's right. An echo is when sound bounces off of things and you can hear the sound again and again. Like when you shout in a big room. Echolocation is using echoes to locate or find objects around you, like the walls of a cave or Sam's favorite chair. Bats can make a special sound that travels through the air and bounces off of objects. When the sound bounces back to the bat's big ears, the bat can tell how far away the object is and sometimes even what it is. Bats have really big ears so that they can catch a lot of sounds. Bats can echolocate to get around in the dark, to avoid flying into cave walls or trees outside. And they can also use it to find flying bugs to eat. Echolocation is a pretty amazing skill, and it's not just bats who can do it. Because it's so helpful for finding your way in the dark, some other animals who live in dark places can also echolocate. Some birds who live in caves like oilbirds and swiftlets can echolocate like bats do. And there are other very dark habitats or places that animals live where echolocation comes in handy. Squeaks, can you think of any other habitats that can get really, really dark? The ocean does get super dark below the surface. Some creatures who live in the ocean, like dolphins, can echolocate too. Dolphins are really good at making different sounds. Just like the bats, they make special sounds that travel away from them and bounce off of objects nearby. That's true. Dolphins don't have big ears to catch sounds. The dolphins actually use their heads to tell when the sound bounces back to them. The bounces let them know the direction of fish and other creatures around them. Can you think of any other places to live where it might be dark? There are a lot of animals who live in tunnels, aren't there? Like shrews. Those are small furry animals who spend a lot of time burrowing underground. Scientists have been studying how they get around in their dark tunnels, and it looks like they make lots of special clicking sounds, especially when they're in new and unfamiliar places. Exactly, the scientists think the shrews might be echolocating, though they'll have to study more to know for sure. I'm sure that you would be very brave in the dark if you could echolocate. But even though most of us can't echolocate, I have another idea for a tool to help you be brave and get around in the dark. You can take my flashlight so you can still see even if you're in a dark space. You're welcome, Squeaks.
Okay, are you guys ready to see who the supreme champion of Guess That Animal is? Computer, what's the final score? And Jessi is our winner.
Oh, yay!
Though, of course, you are both winners to me because you're both so smart. And I guess in a way, that makes me a winner too.
That's right, Sam. But I do have to admit, that was a pretty good round of Guess That Animal.
And you all at home can play Guess That Animal too. Just think of some animals, write some clues, and challenge your friends. And as you get better at it, you can make the questions harder too.
If you want to keep learning and playing with me, Sam, Mr. Brown, and all of our friends, hit the subscribe button.
And we'll see you next time here at the fort.
Bye.